Good evening. I have 4 handshakes from Clinton Cochran, and they are, he calls them Bourbon Rye blends. And there are 4 of them all together. So one is a Minden Mill bourbon at 94 proof and a rye at 94 proof, and a Jack Daniel's single barrel 94 and a rye at 94. Old Pale Road bourbon. I'm going to start with that one because I've never had it. 93 proof, and the rye is 97 proof. And also Russell's Reserve bourbon at 90 proof. It's a 10-year, the Russell's Reserve 10, sorry. And Russell's Reserve 6-year rye at 90 proof as well. So let's open up the Old Pale first. All right. Ooh. I'm getting cherries and stone fruit. Had to pause quick to go grab my note paper. I forgot it. All right, we're back to stone fruits. A little bit of really, really floral, fruity floral. Wow, that's a great nose. I like it. Very little ethanol. Ooh. Old Pale Road. I'm sorry. Old Pali Road. Pali Road. It's either Pali or Pali. Probably Pali Road. Is that wasn't one of your Hawaiian bourbons? Do they even make bourbon in Hawaii? I don't even know. I know nothing about this brand. That is very pleasant. Second sip. I'm getting that cherry and fruity influence again. The rye is very subdued on this. If you were to tell me that this was a straight bourbon, I'd believe you. I'm glad I didn't have to blind that. Man, that was really good, Clinton. Old Pali. Third sip. The finish is, yes, the finish does have a little bit of rye spice on it. Now that I've allowed everything to calm down a little bit. That's a really good bourbon. I'd say 0 to 100, I'd give it about a 78 to 79. I'm going to pause for a sec. All right, let's move on to the second one. I did a little palate cleanse off camera. The next one I'm going to try is Minden Mill Bourbon, 94 proof, blended with Minden Mill Rye, 94 proof. Because you didn't put a ratio on here, I'm assuming it's just 50-50, 1-to-1 parts on here. The only Minden Mill that I have had so far is their single malt, and I really like it. All right. Let's see how we do here. Okay, more of a rye influence on the nose with this one. I'm getting a baked sweetbread. Oh, that's good nose too. And I've admitted 100 times that I don't have a good rye nose. I don't have a really good nose to begin with, but anyway. Wow. Not as floral. This one's a little bit more earthy. I wonder if it's going to be a little bit more of the rye influence. Well, that's soft. The finish on the first one was pretty long. This goes to a dry back end. It's got a note at the very end that's hitting me a little wrong. Second sip. I would love to taste these on their own. I'm thinking maybe these weren't meant to be blended. It's just an experiment. That's all it is. Hey, let's try it. This is not my jam. Yeah, this one I'd give about a 60. 58 to 60. It's drinkable. Everything to me is drinkable, except Malort. See, I finished it. Let's cleanse that palate. All right, take a breath here. We are going to move on to Jack Daniel's Single Barrel, 94 proof whiskey, and Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Rye. I hope JDSB is Jack Daniel's Single Barrel, because they wouldn't be bourbon. Now I'm confused. Have I got this all screwed up, Clinton? See? JDSB. I assumed that was Jack Daniel's Single Barrel, and that would be Tennessee whiskey, so I don't know why it would be a bourbon bottle. But anyway, let's give it a whirl. There we go. Sure smells like a Tennessee whiskey. Not that there's a giant difference. Getting kind of tangy smell. Yeah, it's usually taste. Bright floral notes on this one. Getting a little bit of, almost smelling a honeysuckle flower. And then that soft rye in the background. This is barely noticeable here. I smell mostly whiskey and not rye. And this was 94 proof. This one has a sweeter, less floral taste to it. That's got a... I never catch mint, but I catch a little bit of mint on this one. I think this is the first time I've ever said I caught mint. We're all very redundant with our vanillas and caramels, but that's what makes bourbon. That's good. That's a good sipper. That one's just a little bit of heat on the end too. There's the rye influence. That one is I'm going to give that one an 84. And now for number 4. This one's going to be Russell's Reserve 10-year, 90 proof, and Russell's 6-year rye at 90 proof. Now, I've had Russell's 10, everybody has, I guess. But I've never had a Russell's rye. And I'm thinking maybe The rye might stick out a little bit because it's only a 6-year. It's a younger. And the smooth peanutty caramel of the 10-year bourbon might get a little bit more subdued. I'm just guessing, okay? One more cleanse. God, I'm at 10 minutes. Thank you for your patience. Oh, that's all Russell's. This is one I might even be able to pick out on a blind. Yeah, I'm that confident. Or Jen. Did you hear what I just yelled? That's freaking great. Here's your blend, buddy. Oh, it's got a little bit of a peanut note to it. Not so much on the nose, but definitely on the palate. And it's got a soft, smooth on the outer part of your tongue. And then when you swallow it, the finish, the rye just kind of gives you a nice little stripe down the back of the middle of my tongue. Oh, this is awesome. I give this one a 92. Oh, that's a sipper. Yeah, this is a summer sipper for me. Winter sippers are a little bit more oily and a little bit more bring you in. This one's kind of, let's sit by the fire. Let's try not to fall into the fire after a while. Thank you, Clinton. These were really good. I'm kind of subdued tonight again. I worked hard today. Anyway, wah. You guys have a great night, and I will be on to Caesar's, and also, well, I'm probably going to do the rest of Mark McKenzie's this week. I'm trying to get to all these done before the 4th of July. So thank you for your patience, and you guys have an awesome night. Thank you, Clinton Cochran, with the Cochran concoctions. You got to patent that, otherwise I'm going to owe you royalties.